updates on my life recently. Some happenings. This is probably as personal and deep as I'm willing to take it ever on this channel. I don't think I've ever taken it more deeply, more personally than this video, so watch and stay tuned. There are, in fact, several subjects I would like to talk about for this video, but before this begins, if you want more story times like this, tap the red subscribe button down below, hit all notifications when you do to be notified of new vids I upload every day. I'm one of those rare YouTubers that does, especially ASMR YouTubers, especially that's been doing this for almost 12 years. So, give it a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever the drill is, alright? And check my website, TonyBomboni.com, to book your own services from moi. I offer things like tarot readings. Yes, tarot readings. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour tarot readings. Book yourself a service today. Ask me any question, any personal question. There's no judgment. You will get a custom video to your email inbox. Yes, I record your tarot readings. Others don't. I do. And so that's what sets me apart from others. And so, because I want you to remember your reading, I don't want you to just be on the phone with me and then forget half of what I said. So it's recorded for you, alright? Okay, so let's continue. I will be honest with you when I say the energies have been whack this year. I don't know what is going on. It's January 31st right now. I feel like I've been losing it. I feel like that whatever we just talked about a few days ago, the age of Aquarius, the Pluto in Aquarius, the Sun in Aquarius right now, is too much Aquarius. And it's making me question me, my reality, everything around me. And I never thought I'd get here again where I'm like literally feeling like I'm losing my marbles. But that's how the energies are right now, and so I'm literally like, it's about drastic change, radically and drastically changing everything about my life, who I'm talking to, who I'm around, where I go, what I eat, where I'm moving to, where I'm living. Like every single thing is changing. Like even my clothes, like I just suddenly spontaneously like bought new clothes. I'm like clothes I never would usually wear or consider wearing. But I think it's also lining up with now that I think about it, with my quarter life crisis, or what they call the Saturnal year. So when you hit 29 and a half years old, and I'm almost there, I'm like a month and a half away, and that's where you oftentimes have that crisis point where you reach a breaking point of no return and your life changes forever. In this way, they say your life gets better finally in your 30s, because 30 and onwards, so after the craziness settles, you start to choose a new path for yourself. And I'm like, yes, finally, it's freaking here. I waited all my life for this, literally. But it's not pleasant, alright? And it's terrifying if you don't know how to channel this energy the right way. So not only this, my Saturn, the Aquarius, all together with that, like, it's a bit much, guys. It's a bit much. I think everything is at the culmination point. It's like, it feels like that train is finally stopping, and we're at the train station where all the train tracks meet. Like, we are at that point, and it feels like, holy crap, I'm not ready, but I'm ready at the same time. I've never felt like I've been having a more split mind like I do right now. And that's the insanity. Aquarius is all about insanity as well. Saturn is a bit dark as well. It forces you to look at your shadow side, the dark aspect about you, and that so I'm trying to keep my cool and keep calm and collected. Like on camera, I probably look composed and happier than ever, and that's what people have been saying. Like, what's your secret? You've been glowing. You've just been different. You've been more exuberant. Well, probably because I'm freaking finally happy I'm here, right? Like, I'm finally choosing me. I'm getting my power back, all of it, every last drop that was taken from me. I'm refusing to deal with people that are no good for me anymore. And this made me realize, like, I regret signing the mortgage on this house, because I literally did not even want this place. So I'm gonna go all in on what's been happening lately. So let's begin. So I realized how unhappy I was here. I first started realizing it when I was alone. So when I lived alone for 1 year here, all by myself, I had time to think and actually process what I want in life moving forward. But my stupid, God bless him, let me not stop calling him my stupid ex, but my ex, my sweet ex, he distracted me from that, because he just bounced in my life. I always feel like people just randomly come into my life out of nowhere. Once I let someone go, a new door opens. I don't even have to try or manifest it. It just comes. But I think everyone's like that to some degree. And so for me, it's with people. Like, it's easy for me to make friends, manifest people, but to keep them, it's hard because I am so picky, I guess. And so I want perfection, right? That's the issue I'm struggling with. I think once this move is over, I will call a therapist. Finally. But let me get back to my focal point here. So I feel kind of just done with this house. I feel very bored. I feel awfully, excruciatingly bored. Like, to the point where I worried that I would start doing stupid things again out of boredom. And so my outlet was kind of like nature, like all this stuff, meditation, talking to God, journaling, but nothing helps cure that boredom, nothing. And I think that's what God trying to tell me, hey, it's time to bounce, right? Like he told me before years ago, you'll know when it's time, don't move yet. Because back 3 years ago, I was asking him if it was an appropriate time. He kept saying, stay, no. And I didn't know why then, and now I still don't know why, but I kind of get it more, at least why he made me wait 3 more years. But guys, I've been here 6 years now, and I am so bored. I have a big, beautiful house worth $500,000, and I'm bored out of my mind. Alright, I never thought I'd get here. I'd be like, wow, I'm even bored with this. Really, Tony? Really? What can make you happy then, right? Nothing can make you happy. So I share this home with my brother, so we signed a contract for this mortgage long ago. I'm the primary, but I make more money, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? I pay most of the bills and stuff like that, but it's not about that. I'm just so bored. I'm done. I can't. I have to live by myself. I have to be on my own. I literally can't take it anymore. And my poor brother, this had to happen with him now, of all times, with the eye, and I was thinking a bit maybe that's a sign I shouldn't move yet, but then I'm no, but he's gonna heal and recover, He's probably on the operating table right now as we speak, actually. I'm not sure yet, but I just I was so upset I couldn't even look at my phone all day, and I don't know what's going on. I hope he reached his GoFund goal, I really do. But besides that, obviously he's gonna get a portion of the sale. If I sell this house, I get a portion. Even if I should have sold it about 1.5 years ago when I would have got a huge chunk of money, but I'm still happy with what I'll get, and with what I currently have, it's going to be more than enough to meet my needs for a very Plus, like, inflation is so bad that like a loaf of bread is like $100. Then damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? No, but let's put that aside, guys. So this is where my mind's been. Like, it's been everywhere and it's been overwhelming, and I just wanted to be honest with you. I think honesty is the best policy, and instead of being like pretending everything's all right, when it's not, you can only fake and smile your way through things so much until you just crack, and I think I just cracked in the last few weeks. And it does not make it harder for me to do these videos, because this is all I have in my life. This is all I know. This is my child. This is my baby. This is my life. This is my everything, And so it's easy for me to take care of it, nurture it. But I know I also have to take care of myself, which is why I will get that counselor as soon as I move. But like, this is final. Like, I always said, like, oh no, I don't need one, or I don't need help, or oh no, like, I always push it back. Like, see, even me pushing it back now until the move, it's not appropriate. I really should do it now. Like, I should not wait, because I know like 2 months from now I'll be like, changing my mind again. I know how I am. And so maybe I will now, maybe I will now into February, because I don't know if I can even take it any, like, literally, like, I don't know how to handle my own issues right now. Like, at least to have someone to talk to is a healthy outlet. Yeah, there's like maybe a friend or two that I can talk to, but like, I don't want to keep dumping on them. I definitely don't want to dump on YouTube. That's for sure. So, because there's too many like negative feedback, I might receive, and that's not healthy for me to read, and so I feel already very vulnerable and exposed and maybe afraid deep down, but I don't want to admit it. And so I think this, I always agree, like, it comes from within, right? Your happiness and peace. You should never like sell your house because you think that's gonna make you happier. You should never break up with your partner because you think that's gonna make you. It starts from you. And I did all of that work for years, and I still do not feel like this is it for me. This house has been bringing so many opportunities, but at the same time I feel like there's just this eerie energy here. There's just this like bad stuff too associated and attached with this place. And you have to be very careful who you sign a contract with. I thought I learned that lesson growing up, signing onto networks, and bad managers, and people who called me stupid, and like very toxic people who signed me on, just to like get me on, a TV or whatever, like, what I'm saying, right? But I realized, like, you have to be careful with where you sign your name with anything, a mortgage, a loan, hell, even just a friend. Can I borrow $10? I'll pay you back later, because you might never see that money. It's the little and the big things. And marriage documents, like, are you sure you want to marry a partner? Have you asked yourself that today? We have to think about these things, right? Like, do you really know who you're marrying? Do you really know who you're signing the house with, right? So, like, there's a lot of stuff, and so I feel like I would like to release myself from the obligation so that I do not allow others around me to suffer. I don't want anyone to suffer because of my mistakes, because of my behavior, because of my indecisiveness, and I thought this house would have grounded me. Again, I thought this house would have made me more stable. This house would have, but how could it have been when this was not the house of my choosing to begin with? It was a rush decision, and, I would have still been in an apartment, but like a slightly bigger apartment, at the time, but this happened so fast, and I just left me feeling more unhappy. I think you guys know about the story of why it happened so fast. I won't go into it, but I am never ever buying a house with anyone ever again, unless I marry them, love them, and know them for years. Like, that's it. I don't even think I'm co-signing, like, literally anything anymore. it just felt like I had to stay here for someone, and I was like, well, they won't have much else place to go, and so me staying here and being stable and paying for most things is going to make things okay, and it's going to make me stable. But how could it when I'm not happy? I don't want to be, living with someone right now. And so I think I was always meant to be on my own, but maybe in intervals. Maybe I could try a year on my own. If I don't like it, have a friend or a good roommate. Maybe, a year with them. If I hate it, okay, there's a lease. I can always move. I can always bounce, I want to travel more. I want to go see more. And I'm tired of being here in the United States. I think being here sometimes is toxic alone. I'm sorry, but it's true. I don't despise where I live or this place, but sometimes it feels toxic. I don't know if that can resonate with you or, it feels toxic being here. And maybe I should have never came. It has nothing to do with the United States, nothing to do with Florida. It's just here. And it feels like I'm in an unhealthy relationship. It feels like I'm with someone that I'm horribly miserable with. Again, nothing to do with who I live with, nothing to do with this house. It's that feeling. Maybe it's that feeling with myself, fighting with myself. A part of me that is not healthy with my other part of me, if that makes any sense. And, I thought I healed that. I thought I did the work. I thought, but the work never ends. And so, even having a it is what it is attitude about this is only helpful to some degree. Even having an attitude of I'm at peace with not being at peace, 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 can only take you so far. If you really resonate with what I'm saying. And I've started having almost like mania lately, literally. Like I've never been like that, like over exuberant, and I start rhyming. I start saying things that rhyme very well, and it just flows out of me. I feel like Busta Rhymes. It just like comes out of me, and I just start like rapping and saying things like I normally would never say. And I think that's my brain being overwhelmed right now and stressed out. And I can still work. It's amazing. Like I said, like there's a part of me that's professional, Tony. I'm still doing the tarot readings and Reiki healings and ASMR, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm solid. But then as soon as I close that curtain and I go into my private life, and then I'm like, totally different. And it's beautiful, but weird and ugly, all in one breath. And so I don't know how to describe that. I've only ever been like this when I'm really stressed or I'm overwhelmed, and a lot of times moves make me that way. When I moved end of 2017, I started, at that point I didn't have the resources, and you could start telling on videos, but now you can't tell me because I'm better, more mature, maybe, or better in handling and managing it. But, whoa man, yeah, moving is, as you know, selling everything, I mean, I have to sell this property next door. I don't have to, but I want to. I just want to get rid of it all, cash out, just no debt, no mortgage, no loan anymore. I'm grateful I paid all my debts off, saved a lot. I just want to be done. I want to spend some of that money on traveling, toward my channel. A lot of people have been saying I should upgrade my equipment, even though I already did. I always do, but I'll do it again. Why not, right? And, it's so awkward now because, we're all moving and parting ways, and I feel like with time I've been less connected, even with, family, with old friends. There's that split, that divide, the great divide they've been talking about, right? And I feel like, you guys are with me always. I'll never divide off from you. I always said if I won the lottery, I would never stop doing videos, because, again, it's all I know, it's all I have. I don't have anything else in my life. I don't have children, I don't have a married partner, I don't even think anyone in my private life, honestly, at this point, loves me. Like, I've never felt so unloved. I've never felt so unappreciated. And it's funny because people are like, oh, but Tony, you're so loved. You have so many online admirers. And I appreciate that and respect that greatly. And I do not take that for granted. Not one moment do I take that for granted. But how can I see how big of an impact I make when I feel so small and useless sometimes, you know? And pathetic and sad and weak and alone. I don't feel lonely, I just feel alone. And this is part of the wackiness I've been feeling, and it gives me some peace to talk on the camera. You know, the camera sometimes feels like my therapist, even though it's not. I know it's not good. It's not like the same. At least it's free, right? It's free to talk on camera. But, wow, who knew the human mind could have so much complexity. It's so beautiful, but ugly, right? It's just like what it is. Let's not judge it, but wow. Do you ever wonder that? You look in the mirror and you're like, that's in there. All this is happening, like literally, like this vein, I have this like vein that pops out here sometimes, was like pulsating all morning because I was so stressed last night. Like, I was like, I'm not 12 anymore, like I gotta calm down, I'm turning 30, for goodness sake. I was like, whoa, like let's relax, right? So I'm moving. Yes, I didn't want to say it. I'm selling my house. I've officially 100% decided. We've already called the realtor the other day. They came over and we talked to them, and I'm ready. I'm done. I don't care anymore. It's not about money. I have plenty. It's not about that at all. I'm like so disgusted with myself sometimes. I'm like that I stayed this long, that I put up with stuff this long, and that I didn't take my power back sooner. And I feel like this house was the only thing stopping me, you know, from even going to Arizona. You know, there was times I wanted to move there. Hell, I might even move there now, right? Like, I don't know. Something keeps drawing me in there. Something keeps pulling me back. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's true healing for me there. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I'm not supposed to know all the answers, even though I want to know. But I think I might do just one more year in Florida until I can't take it anymore. And maybe I might not even be in this country. I don't know. Like, you know, I can work from home, obviously, so I can go wherever I want. I can live in Africa. I can live in South America. It doesn't matter. But I think a simple lifestyle, minimalistic lifestyle is best. I'm not a spender anyway. You know, I'm pretty frugal anyway, so I can do with a smaller place. I don't need nothing fancy. I just want to live. And I think that's what I wanted this whole time. And I felt so bound here. This house is meant for a family of 4, right? Like, I put myself through so much at 23, just like, you know, it felt almost like I was like, trying hard to be like, I don't know, like 40, 50, 60-year-old at that age, and I'm going to follow my heart and listen to my own intuition from now on rather than someone else's opinion, and I think that's best for me. And I don't need to please anyone but myself. And so recently I wanted to talk about my father because that's a subject that makes me uncomfortable as well. So he reached out recently. I haven't spoken to him in over 7 years for private reasons. And he's gotten into his fair share of trouble in the last few years. I won't even go into it. So, he was one of those people that I just wanted to get away from. This is what big reason I moved from Illinois, and that's what many of you don't know. I didn't just come here to have a nicer life. I didn't just come here to just live on my own. There's always a reason. And so my reason was to get as far away from him as possible. And that was the biggest reason, really. And so that's when I took all my crap in the car, what little I had back then in 2015, 16, and left. And, you know, haven't looked back. And so him reaching out during the holidays was kind of depressing. No, I did not reach back out. For private reasons. And so that's that. I don't really feel any guilt about it. I don't in general. So I just feel like there's nothing there, you know? And that's why a lot of you wonder, like, where is he? You don't talk about him and stuff. Well, there's just nothing to say, you know, really. I mean, it's almost like it's been so long. We're different people, and we sound different, we look different, we talk different, we act different, we feel different. And it's like, you know, there's no connection there. There's nothing. Hell, there's like been a lack of connection with my current family, not to mention, you know, we all have been changing so much, and there's nothing there left, you know. And I feel like when you cut ties with someone that's no good for you, the best choice is never to look back, because you're only going to invite more pain into your life. And so I think it's been long enough to where I can easily talk about it without being self-conscious about, oh, you know, maybe they'll find out I said this in this video, or oh, maybe they'll hear this, you know. But I don't care. I've got to the point where in life where I just don't care anymore. And I think pain shows you that. Pain gets you there eventually, where you are just, it's not that you are so numb to life that you are willing to take on the beating of life, right? Like life throwing you lemons. Like, it doesn't mean I accept the lemons. It doesn't mean I have to take it on. It just means I'm so indifferent at this point that I could say anything on my mind and not care anymore about the repercussion of the opinion. No, I'm done caring, you know, because I feel like caring that deeply has put so much pain. Granted, I'm still empathic. I'm still sensitive. Well, okay, maybe more sympathetic rather than empathic. I'm less empathic than a lot of empathic people, but I'm more sympathetic. I can sympathize with someone. I can say, oh, I know what that must be like. You know, I may not fully understand what that feels like, and I will never say I fully understand, because I don't know what it's like to be in someone else's shoes, because I have my own shoes to walk in, honey. But sympathize, I think, is the appropriate word. And so I'm kind of looking at the paint on the wall right now. You might find it weird where my mind takes me sometimes, but there's gray paint and purple paint, but there's a fine line in the middle where it's just like in between gray and purple. And so the purple and gray can never blend and mix unless you want a weird, ugly looking color, right? They have to stay divided, and that's kind of where things are, right? You're either gray or purple, right? You're either this or that, empathic or not. Like, there's no ifs. Like, I'm usually black and white, although I talk like I'm gray, right? Like I'm in between. That's just more to show intellectualism. I don't actually feel that way. I pretty much look at the world blank slate, black and white, clean cut, like. So I don't know if that makes any sense. But again, there's like two different major parts that also could be talking and interfering, and it's like I'm trying to figure out that and still like all of that, and so we're just talking now, right? But yeah, that's something you may not have known. This is why they are never in the picture, literally in pictures with me, like on camera, on video. They were maybe in a couple videos when I was first starting my YouTube channel, but you never see their face. I've looked at so many rental houses, I lost count. sell, but again, I just don't care anymore, really. It's not about that to me. I would be happy to be debt free and break my contract and not owe any man any money than to, receive like an abundance of money. I just don't. I could care less at this point. I can always make more. I can always work it back. Like it's not, money comes and goes in life. It's just a tool to get what you want. It's useless anyway. It's useless on a screen. It's useless on paper. It means nothing. It has no value. You can't take it with you if you go. You just can't. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's like it's useless. So when will people finally understand that? That it's not everything. And so I think I made this place my everything, and it's not. Like, even building my studio, I was like thinking this would bring me like, oh yeah, this is it. And it did for a little bit, but after a while, I'm like, you're bored. You need growth. You need to move on. There was this one place I really liked, but it's always like, when I find that place that I really like, it was spacious, almost 2,000 square feet. The rent was under 2,000. I'm like, great, in Florida. Are you kidding me? Where else are you gonna find this? But I could see like 8 houses from all the windows, and I'm like, oh my god, like I no privacy. Other places that are private, no patio for my dog, and shorter ceilings, no space. If I'm always home, I want it to be open and spacious. And I'm not ready to downgrade completely yet. I still want a house that I can rent that's spacious, and yeah, I'm renting because I want to wait. If the prices drop, then I'll invest back. But am I ever buying a house again? It's okay if I don't. I'm at peace. I don't think maybe in the future houses will become affordable anyway. And some people say, oh, we're coming to the times that we have to all start living with each other and like 4, 6, 10 people in a house. No, thank you. I will do what it takes not to do that, because again, I'm going to put others through hell living with me and my weird personality. But also, I need peace. I just finally need peace in my life. And I was kind of hoping that retreat, that little 5-day vacay I just took recently, the beach home with the pool, would help me. And it did a little. I'm not gonna lie, like I came back home and I felt well rested and relaxed. And you always feel that vacation feel even a few days after you come back. You're like, I still feel like I'm in vacation mode. And so that was nice. But I need a longer time. Next time I need at least a week, and I need just like, I'm not gonna like answer the phone. I'm still gonna do bookings, obviously, and film my stuff. I was also filming and working, so that didn't bother me. I love working, but it's just like, I didn't like answering the VRBO person, like, oh, the owner, it's like the landlord, whoever they are, whatever they are. It's like, oh, do you need anything? Checking in, and oh, phone call, oh, they're coming to do this, can they do this real quick? And then the construction noise. It wasn't a vacation. It was not like a true vacation, And I think also because I was still in my home state. I call it my home state because Florida feels like home. That's not my home state. My home state is Illinois. But anyway, that's the point. But it was nice. I like the East Coast. It was very nice. And I was thinking just now, maybe I should make a video talking about but it really wasn't nothing special. I already talked about my trip. Like, I went to the zoo and this beautiful big conservation nature park trail, and I went to South Beach, not South Beach, Miami. There's a place called South Beach in the like south of Satellite Beach, Cocoa Beach, Vero Beach, that area, like south of Cape Canaveral, like north of Fort Pierce, that area, like that. There's a place called South Beach. Beautiful homes, multi-million-dollar mansions on the water. You could see while you walk by. Gorgeous, right? Like, you could just walk by a celebrity there and probably not even know it. Gorgeous place. And I vlogged about it. I just posted a vlog a few days ago. I'm gonna post another vlog soon. And I've been there before, like a couple years ago, and so it just feels like, I don't know if it feels like home, but it just, no, maybe, but it just sort of, like, I don't feel home anywhere on this planet. But it just felt right, I guess, to be there at a certain time, right? And so I'm also at the same time trying to figure out my love life, right? non-existent. Like, like, you know, there was one guy that was like really into me, like wouldn't let me go. Like, he was like, oh yeah, please don't be with anyone else, I'll be with you. And I just, like, they were going through things, they need to recover, blah blah blah. Like, I guess they were like #1 in the United States. They just hit #1. Like, I actually went to their house. Like, it's a crazy story. But it's probably nothing now, so I think I can talk about it safely without them seeing this. Hopefully not, because they were a nice guy, but like, I just, I didn't understand them honestly sometimes because they were talking so fast. But like, God bless them. But like, I just didn't understand them sometimes. And they showed me their house. Like, they had like a bunch of fish. Like, there were these like special rare fish from Asia, and they just, I guess, hit #1 in the United States for like the biggest seller of that fish in particular. So he made me feel kind of like it was a privilege to even be in his presence. Like, he made me feel like I was very lucky to even be talking to him. And maybe I was. I do tend to attract and meet people like that are rare specimens of this earth, but I don't know. Like, I don't even want to say anything, because again, he was sweet. It was just a bit much at once. I was like, oh, you already want me, and it's like, oh, you're not letting me go to be with someone else. And like, you know, I like to keep my options open now. Like, I want to see and make sure, because I've been hurt many times, and like, I don't want to just depend on one person anymore and say they're the one, when it could, I mean, if they die tomorrow, you know, like, then what, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being realistic. Like, my happiness is important too, and so we're all different. We all have different needs and standards in love, and right now I'm not in that attached mode anymore. I could care less about a lover. I could care less if I get married. I could care less. It's just, what the heck is it? You know, like, about love, sometimes it's so confusing, it's so non-directional, and so I don't even bother anymore. I don't even care about it anymore. I don't even think about it, to be honest, anymore. And it's so non-directional and non-linear, and love is confusing. It's like, you know, I might still fall in love if I fall in love. Who knows? I'm not closed off to it. I just have no direction. You know, I don't have any specific one I want, any specific need or desire, and when I did, it never worked. So what's the point? I might as well let go. Hell, I'm attracting more lovers by letting go than by having a focus. Anyway, so that's that. This is that ice from the bag. I had to start putting it in my fridge, because even my fridge stopped producing ice. Like, there have been signs all over I've been ignoring, like, honey, when your fridge stopped producing ice, you bet it's time to go. It's time to move. I think 6 years is a long time to stay in a house in Florida, because the houses start getting moldy and start getting old and muggy and smelly, and this starts to go, that starts to go. I'm gonna stay in a place that makes me unhappy and start paying thousands in repair bills. No, thank you. No. I think the hurricane should have been enough to scare my butt away. But, that's it. You know, I understand what I have. I could never find elsewhere on planet Earth for this low what I'm paying monthly. Like, it's too good to be true. If you heard how much I was paying a month living here, you would laugh at me. Like, you would not believe me. For this big of a place, and this gorgeous, and this location, mind you, I get it. It's a lot to give up, but I feel like when you give up, you make that sacrifice, God will bring you only more blessings. And I think it's time for me to make that sacrifice and say, it's time for me to take my butt out of here and go. Because who the hell knows? We might get a category 7 next time. And I just saved my butt. There's a reason something's telling me, run, go, leave. But it's been very difficult to tell my family member the same, especially when they're going through their own stuff now, and you know, there's no right way to tell them or bring it up, and that they know already. It's just like, it's so overwhelming even for them, like, you know, like, so I just feel like this is for the best. Making decisions and responsibilities for what's best for everyone is always so challenging, and want freedom. I want happiness. Whatever the hell that means. I want peace. And I just want to be sometimes just left to be, not left alone, just left to be myself. For me to be myself around others. Is that too much to ask for, God? Is that too much to ask for? And I know finding that happiness and peace, it does not come from a partner. I've known that long ago. Does not come from how much you earn. Does not come from how influential someone thinks they are that you just met. Fishy, right? No pun intended. Right? When someone tells you, oh, don't be with anyone else, wait for me. It's like, I feel like a book on a bookshelf. You know how many men put me on a bookshelf? No, not anymore. I'm not having that energy anymore. What is this like? It makes me feel like Romeo and Juliet. Like she's just waiting for him to come on by to see her, to knock at her window with a pebble, right? Like, no, I'm not a sitting book. I'm not a sitting duck. Love is supposed to happen naturally. It's supposed to come at the right place, right time. Not telling someone what to do, right? Like, just being, just enjoying each other's company. That's the love I want. Again, I'm open to love. I want love like that. I want love where I can be myself unapologetically without judgment. And, but that's just extra. That's like sprinkles on frosting, right? You have the cake, the flour, the basic necessity of life, food, shelter, clothing, water, etc., air conditioning. Then you have the frosting, maybe you have a little extra. Yeah, I'll take the cake and the frosting. But the sprinkles is like the lever. And I just haven't had luck. I just haven't had no luck. No luck. So, it would be nice to get some frosting sprinkled from heaven, but that's what it... And that, by the way, is where people get it twisted. They're like, aren't you a Christian? Aren't you supposed to like women? Let me talk about that. This is also a subject that makes me a little uncomfortable, but I'll finally address it. Yes, I'm a gay male. That will not change, honey. But has there been a couple of girls come into my life that I was also attracted to? Hell yes. Okay, I never talked about that, but yes, of course. Because, I think people get it twisted when they're like, oh, but you're gay, so that makes you bi. Yes, I'm gay. Yeah, I first came out as bi because I was confused about, let me put it this way. So, I am only attracted to men, okay? That is all. I am a homosexual male. Like, that will not change. Yes, I believe in Christianity. Yes, I consider myself a person of faith. No, I'm not religious because I'm not the one that's just bound to a book and only that and that rule only. That's not me. But there was one girl I was into in that way because they were my friend first a few years ago when I went back to school, and I was attracted to her in more ways than one. That's all I'll say. And even to this day, like even just thinking about her, I'm like, oh yeah, that attraction is still very much alive. But they were partnered to a woman, and so, but they liked both too, so that was weird, right? How that worked, but yeah, there was a connection. I think I was more attracted to them through the connection, right? It's not about looks to me, it was more the connection. And so it's like energy, right? Like when you can really vibe with someone, and because I have dated girls growing up, right, in school, and so but I never really liked, there was only maybe just like one girl that I was really drawn to, and again, it was that connection, and like we had something, and it was more, and it was special, and that something from her I could never get out of a guy, just like things out of a guy I could never get out of a girl, right? So there were things like that. So I want to make myself very clear, okay, on that. Like, when people are like, oh, why don't you try it with girls? I find that very insulting and offensive when you tell a gay male, like, why don't you try it with girls? It's very, very offensive, and I take it very personally, because I I feel even for my other LGBT women, like a lot of others probably have been told that, and it's very hurtful because you already are starting off life not feeling appreciated for who you are, just being who you are. Like, many people don't understand what that's like and how painful that is. And so, it's very off-putting to tell someone that. So basically, there was nothing I could do, and it never happened. I kind of just hinted to this other friend that was a girl that was her friends with her, like, hey, I like her, I find her actually kind of cute. Like, I was telling her all these hints, dropping hints, like, oh, I really liked her and her company and stuff like that. And I think she ended up telling her, because after a while she started being like extra sweet to me. But there was once where she kind of tried throwing a hint at her, like, hey, would you ever be with Tony? And she was like, ew, no, never. So that was embarrassing, and I felt like red in the face, right? So that kind of brought me down a bit at the time. I mean, this was only like 5 years ago. Oh my god, should I say it? They were in one of my videos. Okay, that's all I'll say. But, anyway. But, like, I never knew how to tell her, and then so I just kind of, like, brushed it off after we graduated. I just kind of, like, went my own way. They went theirs, and that's that. It ended there. But I always wonder what would have happened were things to be rekindled. Oh, it would be exciting. But anyway, yeah, that was one instance I will share about. See, this is why I like giving things years a lot of times, so I can look back on it and reflect and not be too personal or too up close, or like risk having anyone that I'm talking about watch these videos, right? Yeah, so it's weird with me. It's all about like energy and attraction, connection, right? That's how I would ever be drawn to the opposite gender. Otherwise, like, to me, it's just mostly men. Like, automatically my brain goes there without even thinking, right? Because that's what I'm attracted to. I like what I see, right? I don't see that in women. Like, I'm not looking at women like, oh, she's so pretty or beautiful. Like, I never understood that. I don't get it. I don't see what makes a woman I just don't get it. I don't see it. And so, I don't find them, like, attractive that way like I would a man. Does that make sense? Yeah, so, the complexity of people, right? And I think that's why a lot of times even gay men are like, well, I don't like to label myself. That's how you know, well, they've had experiences before with the opposite gender, and they don't feel comfortable talking about it because it's like, now if I bring it up, it's gonna make me all of a sudden appear like I'm not this, right? So it's advanced, is it not? But yes, so that was probably the only person I would have ever been with, like, truly, like, without faking it, without just like trying things to see if I like it, like, that was hands down probably the only person I would have ever tried something with more. Yeah, but anyway, in terms of like the opposite gender. So, but moving on, guys, that was deep, wasn't it? Like, wow, I thought that would have been more awkward than it was. Is there anything else I want to discuss right now? I wish I had a travel buddy. I wish I had a travel companion. I would like to go see many places. No one to go with, so I better go alone. But anytime I'm going alone, it's kind of sad, lonely. That's maybe one of the only times I would feel alone. And it's like, well, if I don't enjoy the vacation, what's the point of going alone? I better go with someone. It's nice to have someone to talk to, but there's no suitable person that I can go, that I don't just like pay for every meal, everything, every expense, every trip, you know. And I had that and now I don't, and it's like, well, you know, what now? It's a lot. I would very much like to rush the whole process, move already, get out of here, find a place suitable for me and my needs, and just bounce, and just make it like a snap of a finger happen, but I can't. And I felt so stuck, I felt so trapped and locked here, but I feel slowly the binds loosening, the grip obligation to be here. And that's another thing, like, when you look for a place to stay, like, I always put 2 pets, but then I later explain, oh, one's a small bird, a cockatiel, the other's a tiny chihuahua dog, right? And should I just put 1 pet and then just, like, tell the landlord later, like, hey, I have a little bird, is that okay? I mean, it just bothers so many people, I guess, on the application that you have 2 pets. It's like, whoa, man, you know, that's what makes it more challenging. And, you know, I understand owning a home is a blessing in itself. Like, you don't have to deal with landlord, you don't have to deal, you own the damn place. But sometimes I feel like I'm ready to just swallow my pride and just get out of here already, you know? I can always say I did that, I had that, I've been there, I've done that. It just, what's the point of staying and saying I have this when it doesn't make you happy? Things really did start to change ever since I came here. And I'm going to tell you honestly, probably not in the nicest way, but I'll leave it there. So, I very much look forward to getting out of here. Don't worry, I'm still going to make daily uploads. I'm still going to do bookings. That's the easy part, honey. I don't even care if they have to keep dropping the price to get out. I want out. Done. I'm still going to make a profit compared to what I bought this house for. I paid it down a bit faster, and we've been staying here a while, so, you know, I'm definitely going to get profit. It's just, they're all like, wait until end of the year or whatever. Like, who cares? Who cares? Right? Who cares? Who gives a damn? I don't. Alright. I think I said a lot. That's how life's been lately. I believe I covered all grounds. I'm excited to go more places, do more things, experience, live, enjoy, laugh, play, smile, have fun, truly feel all of the emotions of life, meet new people. Like, I'm just ready, I'm bored, man, you know? So, that's where I'm at. And it feels so freeing to finally get this on camera and just to say what's on my heart. God, it feels so good, but it feels so right, and never something I wanted more than this now, you know, to finally make decisions on my own and to say, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to take my life next. And I'm excited for the unknown. I'm not nervous. I'm nervous about, like, little things here and there, but that's, like, irrelevant at this point. So, yeah, I think this gave me a lot of comfort and peace, so thank you for allowing me to ramble. Thank you for listening to my story. Letting me speak is very healing and therapeutic in itself, and I hope a year from now I can look back and say, yeah, you did that, buddy. You truly did that, and it's okay. You know, it's okay to change your mind. You're human, you have every right to change your mind and to grow and to evolve. You know, I don't want to be stuck anymore. I don't think anyone wants to be stuck. So, alright, I hope you have a good night or good day wherever you are. If you enjoyed this story time, tap the red subscribe down below, hit all notifications, and check Bomboni.com, links below. I offer so many services: tarot reading, Reiki healing, coffee cup reading, candle wax reading, and custom ASMR content for you. Use that 20% off discount code TONY2. Okay, it'll save you a lot.